Hey Elise, so here I am in the woods again. Um, you wanted me to tell an emotional story. So my story is from fifth grade. Fifth grade was really hard for me. Like, I don't know why this happened, but all of my friends decided that they didn't want to be friends with me anymore. So I spent fifth grade trying to figure out how to be friends with new people, and the problem was that my old friends were all boys, and none of the boys wanted to be friends with me anymore. So I had to learn how to be friends with girls, which was weird because I'm not really girly, I guess. Like I didn't do anything that they did, and it was hard because they didn't do anything that I did. So I spent, I was also a really emotional child, so I spent almost all of fifth grade crying, like every day over everything. I was just lonely and sad, and it was just bad. So that was my life in fifth grade, and I just kind of like sat through it. And when I got to sixth grade, it wasn't a lot better, so I just stopped trying to be friends with everyone and just stayed being friends with me. And I spent sixth grade basically friendless. Like, I had two, but they weren't ones that, like, I'm not friends with them now. I wasn't friends with them 2 years later, so they were just like people that would talk to me. And then seventh and eighth grade weren't much better. Basically, all of high school wasn't very good for me. And starting in fifth grade, so I guess that's all of middle school and high school. Our district only had two buildings, so it was only like elementary, and then you went to high school, technically. Um, so yeah, I spent all of that time not having friends. I keep getting distracted because there's animals everywhere, but I'm in the wilderness, so I guess that's gonna happen. Um, and what changed it for me was camp, and that's why I'm still here. That's why I'm here right now in the woods. Um, what changed it for me was camp. I went to camp as a camper, and I really didn't like it. My first 3 years, I went for a long time. My first 3 years were rough. Like, I didn't really like it, but I kept coming back for some reason. I always do that to myself. Like, I hate it, but I go back, and it's just weird. But, um, yeah, I hated my first 3 years. I was the camper that none of the counselors liked, and if the counselors didn't like you, the girls weren't gonna like you, and the guys just didn't. They didn't care. So I just basically, like, I made friends, but they were only like friends for that week, and that was it. Um, and then the years after that got better. Like, I started making friends I could keep, and I was just different. So I made a few. I still have one. Um, and there's people that like I run into, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you went to camp with me," and like that's something because I don't remember who they are, but they remember who I am, so that's pretty cool. Um, there's a bug on my hand. So, yeah, I made one friend. Her name was Mary, and we are still friends today. She lives in Buffalo, and she is going to Binghamton next semester, so she's not going to be very far. So maybe you'll meet her because she's supposed to come to Cortland a few times. Um, So yeah, and then I joined the staff, and that's when it got a lot better. So that wasn't until 3 years ago. So the last 3 years of my life have been the most socialized, I guess you could say. Um, like I gained like a pretty good friend group. I had one girl that I was friends with all through school. Like we've been friends since first grade, but she had her own little section of like high school that she fit into that I didn't. So we were friends, but we didn't spend a whole lot of school time together. Um, and then the camp friends that I made were the ones that I spent time with. Like, I didn't spend any time with anyone in school. I would wait until breaks or the weekend and I would go hang out with people from camp. So I have like a core group of friends. It's like five people tops now. And then I guess I have like subcategories now. Like I know more people now and like I can tolerate more people now than I ever have in my whole life. And I guess that's good. It also gives me a lot more chances to like break friendships, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. So like I have my school friends and I have my camp friends and then I have my 1 to 3 home friends depending on what time of the year I'm home. So it's good. But I wasn't everyone at school takes me to be like this, like outgoing, I don't know, like friendly person, but I was that kid that sat by themselves and just read a book during lunchtime. And I guess it took me a long time to figure out that that was okay. And I would gladly go back to high school and just do it and not be upset by it at all. Like, I know now that that was good. That was fine. It was okay. So, I mean, I guess it's what made me out to what I am today. Like, I don't take friendships for granted because I didn't have any. So, that is that. So, my challenge to you is to describe something that happened during your day, but in like epic adventure form. Beep, 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 beep. But yeah, describe it in epic adventure form. So, like, if you just did something normal, just make it so it's like super cool, like battle scene or something like that. So, talk to you whenever. See ya, Elise.